Merry Christmas and welcome to Pixel's Pantry, where today I'm aiming to make the best Pikmin cupcakes that the world has ever seen. Competing with me is none other than my girlfriend, who happens to already be experienced with baking, whereas I'm a complete novice. So this is probably going to be quite a big mess, but let's get on with it and see what happens in the end. So I've already got all of my ingredients all weighed out here. We've got the water, the butter, the flour, the cocoa powder, 3 eggs, some golden caster sugar and some baking powder. If you want to know the exact measurements for all of this stuff, I will leave a link in the description where you can look at the proper recipe. This video is going to be a lot more informal than that and it's probably going to be a bit of a mess. So yeah, speaking of the recipe, let me have a look over here on the iPad to see what we're doing first. So, line a muffin tin with the paper cases. That's an easy first step. We've got the muffin tray here, as it's called on this recipe sheet. And we've also got these flower pot cases, which I think are going to be good, because my plan is to make the actual cakes, chocolate cakes, and then make it so that there's like buttercream grass on the top, and then some Pikmin sitting on top of the cakes. That's the plan, but we'll see how that actually turns out. There we go, that was the first easy step. Okay. Sieve the cocoa powder into a bowl and pour it in the boiling water. Would have been handy if I had a sieve ready. So we're sieving the cocoa powder into the bowl. Okay, am I supposed to just leave these bits in the sieve, or do they eventually go through if I keep whacking them?
You might need to use a spoon to press them through.
Oh, smart. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to see my girlfriend's process with this, because something I forgot to mention, I think, is that I'm competing with my girlfriend to see who can make the best Pikmin cupcakes. So yeah, if you want to see her process, I'll probably insert some of her footage in here as well, so that you're not just watching me mess about with a sieve for 40 minutes. Okay, so we've got all of this fine cocoa powder. Did I need to mix it? Pour in the boiling water and mix into a thick paste. This water better be boiling still. Okay. I'm thinking this might... Oh no, it's turning into a paste. Yeah, look at this is working. It didn't say that there was any particular order to this, so I'm just going to do it in any random order. There we go. Right, now to try and work out how to use this electric hand mixer. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now we've got a mixture kind of done. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to finish that off by hand. Trying not to get chocolate everywhere. Let's, in fact, you know what? Let's eject them. There we go. Right, so now I'm going to use a spatula just to mix it by hand a little bit, because I want to get all of this flour actually into it. Because there's some up the sides that I was struggling to get with the electric mixer. But I would say that this looks pretty good. This looks like a cake batter, right? So, the next step. We're officially on step 2. Divide the mixture equally between the 12 paper cases. Okay, let's focus on that bit first. So, spoons at the ready. Right. So how's your day been? the people watching at home. Okay, right, so I would have assumed that these flower pot ones are going to need a little bit more with them being higher, but they're also not as wide at the bottom, which is making me think that it's probably going to balance out. So let's just see. This is way too much mixture, right? Like there's enough for like another 12, or am I just not putting enough in each of the cases? Okay. I think I'm going to leave the rest of the mixture because I just feel like there's way too much in the bowl to actually put into those. This makes 12, yeah, 12 paper cases. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is the bit that's going to be a little bit boring. In fact, bear with me, I need to wipe that residue off of the cases. Oh my god, I can't even rip kitchen roll. There we go. Right. That'll do. Right. Okay. I'm feeling very nervous with this. I don't think that this is going to turn out very well. But like I say, if it's a complete disaster, I'll be able to cut the tops off. So it should be fine. Let's go. Should I? I don't know how neat this needs to be. I'm going to take the batter off of that flower pot. Right. That's it. I'm committed to it now. They're going in. 12 to 15 minutes. There we go. And now we wait for them to come out. So I'll see you in a second.
So while I wait for my cupcakes to cook in the oven, I thought I would introduce you to a new family member. This is Crash. We got him 3 weeks ago. You all know Crunch already. Trying to attack his little brother. Aww. Both patiently waiting for me to bake the cakes. The cakes should be about done now, so have a little look at them. Getting on in the oven. I think they're about ready to come out, aren't they? Let's get those out and then I'll come back and show you what they look like.
Okay, so you join me around 14 minutes later where I think I'm ready to take these out of the oven. So let's have a look and see how they're doing. It's hot in here. They're looking pretty good. Yeah, I would say that they're looking pretty good. Okay, just going to pop them there for a second. I'm going to do the old baking trick right now to check if they're clean. Providing I can find the little wooden sticks. Here we go, got a cocktail stick. You're supposed to poke them and if they come out clean, they're done, right? Yeah, I would say that that's good. Yep, I would say that they're done. Excellent. Right, so now we need to wait for those to fully cool before we can do the fun bit, which is decorating them. So yet again, I'm going to have to leave you here until they're cooled down. See you soon.
Here they are in all their glory. They're looking okay, I think. I'm pretty happy with them. They're quite flat and even. They're not too high, not too low. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting these decorated.
So, we're now at the point where we can finally begin decorating the cakes, but in order to do that we first need to make the buttercream that I'm going to use to make grass on top of them. So, let's get started with that. So, yet again, I don't really think that there's a particular order to this. We've got the icing sugar, the butter, the milk and some vanilla extract. So I'm going to sieve the icing sugar into the bowl. You know you're unfit when you get tired sieving some icing sugar into a bowl. To be fair, it is boiling hot, and I'm in a Christmas jumper and a Santa hat. It's not the best attire for this. push the little bowl. Bowl? The ball even. It's because I'm looking at a bowl. Right, okay. So our sieved icing sugar is in the bowl. Now we're adding our butter. There we go. And then we're adding our milk. And then we're adding a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I can't open the vanilla extract. There we go. Oh no, the lid. Okay, we're going to have to clean that off. Let's put that in there. Oh, actually, we're not going to need to clean the lid because there's only just enough anyway, so that's fine. There we go. Right, I'll sort that out in a bit. Now we need to use the good old trusty hand mixer. To mix this all together. Right, power 1. Oh no, it's not too bad actually. Look at that, perfection. I am just going to finish that off with the spoon again. Just to get the remaining residue that's in there. Anyone would think that I was knowing what I was doing. Right, that'll do. Okay. Buttercream done. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to colour the buttercream green to look like grass. So, all of the buttercream is going to be grass, so I might as well just put the food colouring into the bowl. Because I'm not going to be doing any different colours. So, here we've got the food colouring. We're going to go leaf green, which is a pretty good shade of green. We're only going to put a tiny amount in this and just see how it goes. So let's do it. Just a tiny...
You won't be able to pour that.
No?
You need the cocktail stick.
A cocktail stick? Not the tool that I would have gone for. But I'll take your advice.
Because it's more of a paste.
Right.
Than a liquid.
Oh yeah, it's like a gel, isn't it? That's what it said on the packaging. So... What, like... I probably shouldn't have dipped the cocktail stick actually in it, should I? So like, is that enough? Bit more, bit more. There, that might be enough. Right. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna put this in the bin. Oh, this kitchen roll doesn't rip. Right, there we go. Okay. Where is my spatula? There. Okay. The question is, was that enough food colouring? I mean, it's doing something. Yeah, this is good. It's a little bit pale, but I kind of wanted that. I didn't want it to be too dark, so... It looks like a nice summer grass. Okay, that actually looks pretty good if I do say so myself. So, now, I have to admit I'm kind of making this up as I go along, so this next bit is going to be a little bit of a mess, I would assume. We've got a piping bag, right? So what we're going to do with this piping bag is we're going to cut the tip off of it. I've never done this before, by the way, so yeah. I'm going to go quite small on the tip to begin with, and then I'm going to shove this piping nozzle into it and see if it actually goes through. Hopefully I've not made the hole too big. Oh no, it's too small, that's fine, we can adjust that. There we go, I'd rather go too small than too big, because at least then we can fix it, so let's just do it incrementally. Oh, is that going to be too big? That might be a little bit too big, but that should work. That looks like a piping bag, right? That should do it. Okay, so now I am going to move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm going to spoon the mixture into the piping bag. I feel like that's enough to just start with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here to the actual cakes that have cooled. I'm going to attempt to pipe some grass onto the cakes. I'm going to start with one of the standard ones, so let's just use this here, just to kind of use it as a practice. So I'm going to start on the cake, I'm going to press, and then I'm going to stop. And then we're going to slowly make our way around, making some grass. I mean, it probably doesn't look quite as good as I hoped, but it might look good when there's a Pikmin on top of it. So the idea with this is really just to have the main three have the Pikmin on top, and the rest are kind of just background decorations. So I'm going to keep practicing on a few more of these, and then I'll come back to do the main ones at the end, because hopefully by then I'll be better at this. So let's keep going with all of these little ones first. Right, so as you can see, I've finished with the piping process on the cakes that are just going to be in the background. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would. I think the icing is a little bit runny, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. But yeah, it doesn't really look like grass. You can see like a little bit of the like detail there, but it doesn't quite look as good as I thought it would. But hopefully the decoration will make them look a lot better. Now, this is where things get interesting, because this is where we enter the third stage of this cake process, which is actually doing the modelling to make the Pikmin and all of the different decorations. So I'm going to clean all of this up, and then we'll get to that. See you in a minute. Hello there, sorry to interrupt the video with a voiceover section like this, but the mic actually wasn't properly plugged in during this section, so we lost the audio for it. Don't worry though, because we'll be back with the present day version of me in just a second. But I thought that I should just pop in and explain what I'm actually doing in this bit. So basically here I was using these flower cutters and leaf cutters to make the flowers and the leaves for decorations on the background cupcakes, as well as to attach to the Pikmin's heads. Obviously for the main flower I was using white icing, and then I used yellow icing to make the centre bit of the flower to make them pop a little bit. For the leaves I was obviously using a green icing, and these already looked quite good, so I just left them as they were. After that it was just a matter of putting the decorations onto the cakes, and I quickly learned that putting the flower on first is a bad idea, because then obviously the leaves would be on top of it and it just wouldn't look right. So yeah, after decorating this first cupcake, I got a lot more efficient at actually putting the icing onto them. Anyway, that's enough from the voiceover version of me. I'll let you get back to the video. Okay, so you join me now when the background cupcakes are fully finished. As you can see, there's some icing sugar on the leaves that I'm not really happy with, but we don't have a brush to actually get that off, which is a little bit annoying. I did think that we had one, but apparently we don't. So that's just going to have to do. Maybe it can look like snow or something, even though they're summer flowers. But we'll ignore that, we'll pretend it's snow. So now we're moving on to the three main cupcakes, which are going to have a Pikmin sitting on each one. So now we need to make the actual Pikmin, which is going to be the most difficult part of this entire thing, I reckon. So let's get started. I do have a reference picture here of the blue, yellow and red ones, which are the three main ones. So yeah, let's get on with it and try and make a blue Pikmin. This probably isn't going to go very well. So we've got a bit of the blue icing here. They're just going to be solid icing. So hopefully this will go okay. So the basic shape of a Pikmin, they're obviously sausage shaped, and their heads are bigger than their bodies. So I'm going to try and make them quite stubby. I'm going to sort of like cut there, make a like little indent where its body will be. I think I've made it too thin. Maybe not though. Let's just see if we round it out. I'm gonna like add a little bit on. Oh, I'm making it too. The issue with this is that you can see where I've like patched it up, which is a bit annoying. Okay, so I would say that that's the basic shape of a Pikmin, right? I'm not going to be making its legs because it's just going to be like it's going to be like its legs are covered by the grass, in theory. So it's going to be standing up, but you're not going to be able to see its legs. Its arms, I'm planning on making it just be sort of like in front. Oh, I don't know if that's going to look very good. It's probably not. This is going to look really bad. I feel like its head needs to be bigger, to be honest. Its arms are also too long, right? Like the Pikmin's arms aren't that big. Right, so now one of the things that we need to do now is we need to make its eyes. So the blue Pikmin's eyes, I mean all of their eyes are the same actually, so it doesn't really matter. So let's just try and make a basic eye shape. That might do. There we go, maybe a little bit too big, but the Pikmin's eyes are quite big, to be fair. Just need to make sure that the uniform, which I don't think that is. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So there. And then we're going to use a little bit of this black, like icing that I think is wet to do its pupils. Oh no. Oh no. This is going wrong. What can I do about that? Let's see if I can actually fix that. Pikmin eye surgery is something I didn't expect to be doing. Okay. We've got a basic Pikmin. Now the obvious other feature of the Pikmin is their little, like, what would you call them, like stems that they've got on their heads with either a leaf or a flower attached to it. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, to be honest. I'm thinking like maybe if we hollow out its brain, make a little indent that's the same size as this. Okay, and then make the stem a bit smaller. That seems to work. And then we need to sort of like close the gap up to hold the stem in place. There we go. His stem is getting shorter and shorter. Okay. I mean that's okay, right? I've now got green all over the side of him. That's not good. Right, okay, hold on. Let's put him on the cake. Oh wait, the blue ones do have a feature. I was wrong. They've got mouths. I thought there's something looked a bit off about him. Right. Now he looks like a blue Pikmin. There we go. That's one finished. I mean, I don't think it looks the worst, but then again at the same time it looks like a bit of a nightmare. So yeah. So I think let's go with the yellow Pikmin next, I reckon. So again, we're going to need quite a lot of this icing to properly get the like size of the Pikmin that I'm thinking. Probably should wipe this surface down and also wash my hands because I'm getting different colours all contaminated in the different icing. So we've skipped ahead slightly now. We've got the blue one done, as you've just seen. He's over there chilling in his flower pot. And I've also now prepped the bodies of the yellow and the red ones. So now we're just going to do the details. So we'll start with the yellow one. Now the yellow one has ears, which is its main distinction from the other Pikmin. But before we get onto that, I'm going to add its eyes. Now I should probably start with the details rather than starting with the stem. I'll do that last. So first we're going to add the yellow one's ears. So let's see if we can do that. It's basic like triangle shape, yeah. Okay. So it's like flat kind of on the top, like that. And then it's kind of rounded. This isn't going to work, is it? Right, I'm going to try and make some little holes in the side of this little guy's head. Okay, not too bad. There we go. That's, I think I finished yellow Pikmin, so let's pop him on the cake if we can. The blue one hasn't fallen over yet, so I'm happy with that. So now let's just move the yellow guy over. Let's put them in the same order they are in the picture as well. So we've got the blue, yellow, and then the red one will be next. I'm pretty happy with that, I've got to be honest. Even though it looks like the most amateurish thing ever. And he was just tilting to the side. Probably looks better than what I thought it was going to look, to be honest. But yeah, okay, right. The red Pikmin has a nose. A fairly big... That looks pretty funny. Imagine if that's what the Pikmin look like. Bold with little mouths. Right. Oh, now I've touched his eye. Why does this keep happening to me? Now his eye looks dodgy, but let's just leave it. Okay. As long as his nose stays in. Okay, yeah, I would say that looks good. You can see his nose from his profile shot. That's good. And there's a little red Pikmin. So let's try and put him onto the actual cake now. So... Okay. I feel like the red guy is going to fall over. Okay, let's just move him. There we go. Alright, so that is kind of the finished 3 Pikmin cakes. I am pretty happy with that. I mean, just look at that next to the iPad. It's a pretty much one-to-one replica, I would say. I mean, let me know in the comments if you agree. I would say that you can't really tell the difference between the picture and the reality. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this all up so it looks a bit nicer, and we're going to get some finished shots of the Pikmin next to the other cakes as well. And also we're going to have a comparison between mine and my girlfriend's to see whose is better. So let's go. And with that, the baking journey is over and we've made the best Pikmin cupcakes that the world has ever seen. That took a lot longer than I thought, and it was a lot more like finicky and technical than I thought too, despite it being quite an easy thing to start with. If you do want to see any of these videos in the future, let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you've got any ideas as to what we could bake in the future too. I've got a few, but it depends on how the reception to this video goes, to be honest. For now, let me know in the comments as well which of these cupcakes you think is the overall winner. Mine are obviously these ones, and my girlfriend's are these ones on this side. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to see more stuff like this coming soon, and I'll see you next time. Bye!